historic practice. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Bakala. Moving on to the topic of martial arts. Floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Acting Governor, Honorable Chairman and Esteemed members, guests, Madam President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is both an honor and a privilege to address this distinguished concern on behalf of the people of those countries. I extend our deepest gratitude to the city government of Oregon for their continued commitment to our region's development and prosperity. Today, I would like to acknowledge and thank our member administrators and states for their shared dedication and collective efforts in advancing economic growth, social stability, and sustainable development across our Pacific Islands. Your support and collaboration reflect in transforming the vision of resilient and prosperous communities into reality. As of April 30, 2025, Marshall Islands loan portfolio land comprises 20 loans with annual spending balance of approximately $4.7 million. These loans encompass commercial, residential, and consumer sectors, with 8 commercial loans of $48 million. 23 residential loans amounting to roughly $2.9 million, and 1 consumer loan of approximately $113,334. Our residents assist affordable financing continues to facilitate private housing, business development, and economic empowerment, which are essential for our nation's progress. Since 1999, the City of Oregon has disbursed over $8 million in loans that have directly benefited our citizens, including 56 loans to our organizations, with the majority of aid towards residential and commercial development. It is noteworthy that the 9 homes on each side have been constructed through the home loan program, supported by an investment of $1.3 million on capital. This purpose amounted to about approximately $1.2 million. This program has been instrumental in addressing housing needs within our communities. Furthermore, our partnership with the PIDB has enabled us to extend more ownership opportunities to our citizens residing in Guam. To date, PIDB has approved 2 residential loans in Guam, financed with a $1.1 million loan obtained from the PIDB in 2023, of which 75% has already been paid. Families benefiting from these initiatives express profound gratitude, emphasizing that such assistance is vital for the ability to acquire homeowners and improve their livelihoods. Despite these accomplishments, we remain mindful of the challenges posed by available and non-performing loans. Currently, 509 loans are removed, totaling approximately $1.04 million, representing about 22% of all loans. free rental program. Totally $721,359. Barcelona Islands continues to work closely with the IDB to manage these risks, recognizing the sound financial practices, essential for sustainability of our development programs. As we look at Barcelona is committed to expanding our partnership with the IDB, fostering new initiatives, exploring innovative financing solutions to meet the evolving needs of our citizens. We believe regional solidarity and shared responsibility are the cornerstones of building resilient economies and advancing sustainable development across our community. Madam President, I would like to add that not only by signatories basically of what Muslims people that benefit from investment there are also particularly with respect to PIDB. Under the new contract, Canada has received $132 million. And they have already received this money. And the positive of this is that it was very welcome back on Hawaii. Because they did the deposit at the time they were able, since the time of the deposit, Canada has earned an interest revenue of about 1.7 during this time. So we are looking forward to seeing a lot of social development activities and capital projects. What Canada has done, the board has, while investing in this $132 million, they had to make sure that because they have agreed with the bank or that the interest on their deposit will be for 20 years, will be earning about 6%, of which they will be withdrawing about 5% to maintain, making sure that their money is secure. So from this, they are planning to land around the Barcelona. So they are planning to use what they have in the contract to do land reclamation of about 20 acres inside of the coast. So that should be enough to provide land for construction of residential houses. So that is basically for Portland because we've had a problem attracting the people of Portland. In closing, I wish to reaffirm our appreciation for the support, collaboration, and shared commitment of all the countries. It is through our joint efforts that we can continue to uplift and empower our nations to ensure brighter future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Moving along, the beautiful
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Have a day. I'm always very excited to be among such great leaders in the Pacific Island nations of this part of our Pacific hemisphere. And thank you so much for the opportunity to meet with you again and share with us ideas and strategies that we can move forward in terms of, again, expanding and improving our quality of life here. I'd like to also especially thank we should be more because of the many challenges that we're facing in this part of the world. Guam has been, over the last, I think, 5-6 years, been in a very good financial status with our government finances. Over the last 4 fiscal years, we have been able to sustain surplus, a cumulative surplus of about $100+ million. That surplus money that we have accumulated has been reinvested back into the government, into the community of Guam, in the areas of better public services, improved public services in safety, health, education, and infrastructure. One of our biggest challenges in our island, and I'm sure we are also experiencing this throughout our islands, is a shortage of workforce. Workforce development is a priority for us. We have a lot of construction going on, businesses are opening, services are increasing, which requires increased workforce. And so we have been very innovative in our training. We have partnered with our Guam Community College and our Trades Academy to provide boot camps and to provide skills to upskill our workforce, but that still isn't enough. So we have also been working very closely with our neighboring islands and neighboring nations to bring in H2B workers to man and perform the work that's needed for the construction. Salaries has to be competitive. Our biggest competition with our workforce is the military, the federal government. We're seeing our police officers, our firemen, our teachers, our nurses going to the federal government for better compensation. And so what we have done with our surplus, with the, of course, great partnership with the legislature, is we have increased our salaries for government employees anywhere from 18 to 25%. This has resulted in retention in our workforce, but it still is a big challenge for us, and that's why we are really partnering with H2B Workers Program. One of the other, of course, concerns that we continue to have is our economy. Our economy, through military and federal spending and local government spending, has been stood up. But we still are not there in terms of our major driver of our economy, which is tourism. We're still slowly recovering from from the pandemic, and it's slow to come back because of global issues. The yen, the value of the yen is a big concern. The limited air connectivity is a concern. Regulations from the federal government is a concern in terms of cabotage, where you cannot, a foreign carrier cannot fly to 2 U.S. ports. That's a big challenge for us, as I know, a big challenge for all of us in the Pacific. And so we have been working closely with our markets, Japan, Korea, to increase low-cost carriers to Guam. And I think it's making some headway. I know that this is a concern also with CNMI, especially in terms of trying to recover with our economy. We do have some good things happening. We just recently have Taipei and Taiwan now open. Flights are coming in, but we would like to have more. And so we are seeing more Taiwan market coming to Guam. I think that's another area of population that we as leaders need to look and see how. Because I understand that people from Taiwan love to travel, but they are now decreasing their travel to China because of the issues between China and Taiwan. So let's take that opportunity of them wanting to travel to entice them to come to our Pacific part of this world. Military buildup is ongoing, and billions of dollars have been pumped in for construction of the military buildup. We are working very closely with the military to also have them give their share for the burden of peace that we have to have in order for national security in our island. And so we are working closely with them to finance our roads, to help finance our new hospital, and to finance infrastructure like electricity and utilities. And I think I think there's going to be some good consequences of that. Our unemployment rate is 3.4. It has gone down since the pandemic of 19%. So again, that's why you can see how we are challenged with workforce development. We are looking at diversifying our economy. We are bringing in additive manufacturing to our island. And we would like to also add that additive manufacturing will improve the supply chain, especially very beneficial for the military buildup because ships and submarines, and in terms of the parts to be repaired, can be repaired quickly through additive manufacturing. I am also looking at how we can improve our aquaculture industry there. I know that's an industry we should also focus in our Pacific area to help improve our economic situations and our economic development. One of the things that I did discuss when the president of Taiwan was in Guam is how can we bring chip manufacturing to Guam. And so the president said to me, Governor, if you provide the infrastructure, they will come. So we are in discussions now with the airport to use some of their land there in their park area, and it looks like it can go through. And I am going to Taiwan at the end of May, and I will be again talking to the president to see if we can bring chip industries to this part of the world. I think we can. Maybe we can all work together to see how we can all share that industry among ourselves. Of course, telecommunications is a big thing, and we have had the BEAD program. Federal government gave Guam $156 million to provide access and increase broadband to all of our people, and that program is heading in a really good direction. We also have challenges in housing, like we all do. Homelessness is a big concern for us in our island. Drug addiction is a big concern for us in our island. And we're trying to work very closely with the legislature and of course all our public social services and healthcare to try and address that. We are on the road to building a new hospital. And this new hospital, I say to the military that in order for us to have national security in our islands, we have to have health and human security. And that entails with the hospital, social services, infrastructure, our economy, and all that relates to improving our quality of life. And so that discussion is very active in the military and in the federal government, looking for financing from all sorts of federal government agencies, HHS, HUD, and of course, Department of Defense. We are very concerned with what is going on now with the Trump administration. I know now that U.S. aid is no longer available, and I know that our islands here rely on U.S. aid, just like Guam and CNMI relies on FEMA. And FEMA is also fragile and vulnerable because the president is looking at also removing FEMA. And so I think in our discussions we need to figure out how we can protect those resources that's very much needed for us, especially especially in times of disasters and recovery. And so, it's very hard. You have a stronger leverage than we do in Guam in Congress and in the United States and in the United Nations, because you are island sovereign nations. We are not. We are U.S. territories. And so we are subjected to the actions of the United States. And so I think when we talk about this, we need to strategize how we can all stand together united to make sure that our challenges are heard and that we protect federal resources that comes our way. I don't know if you're concerned about COFA, but this administration is not very favorable to DEI, and they're not favorable to climate change. And so when we make discussions, I know that President Heine doesn't use climate change anymore when she sends out her messages. She says rising times. And so it's to the point where when we discuss, we need to be careful of what we say in languages and words so that we can continue, the relationship with the United States. The United States is a very strong world, global nation. And certainly we need to make sure that we can continue on with the resources and the help that we get from them. So I look forward to discussions in this meeting. I think when we stand together in a united voice, we will be heard, because we are very important in this part of the Indo-Pacific for national security. We are seen as the priority, and let's leverage that as much as we can so both parties can benefit from it. I also want to thank the President of Palau, the President of FSM, and the President of RMI for their great support for our application to be a member of the Pacific Island Forum. And now we are an associate member, which means we can have greater discussions among ourselves. And look at us as a whole Pacific region, not just the North, but the South, but one big Pacific region. So thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you guys and ladies for this opportunity to again gather together